The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us again here today on the new Black Wall Street, the Money and Power Show, where we talk about money and power, economics and politics. We're going through the stock market today, doing a quick recap on what happened yesterday. A lot of stuff in the news. I said we're going to continue to dig in the Dow. We'll be looking at Boeing today. Man, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross had some comments to say yesterday. Also, found some very interesting things I think you're going to like today as we look at Venezuela. And we also look at an opportunity for funding for some small businesses from Cricket Wireless. So got a lot of stuff to cover today. We don't have a lot of time. We got to get right into this thing. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprise and ERGJ Black Bazaar. Of course, you can check us out at both of those places. I'll put both of those in the comments below. We are broadcasting right here today on Facebook and also YouTube Live today. So thanks so much for joining us. As you guys are joining, go ahead and let us know what city, what state you're connecting from, what city, what state you're connecting from. Of course, I am also the author of The Black Billionaires Club. The Black Billionaires Club is a study of Black wealth, study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just believe that if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be wealthy, you should study wealthy people. You can pick that book up right here at theblackbillionairesclub.com. But also that you can decide, you can make a decision to join the club if you so choose. Here at the Black Billionaires Club, we study wealthy people. We also in our club we do also have mastermind meetings. You got to what group are you around, right? Got financial literacy classes, investment education. We got a book club, personal development, business development. We just had a business development session last night. We were talking about 100 places to get over $100,000 to fund your business. If you're not in rooms like that and you're in business, why not? Great question for you. It's only $10 for you to join right now. It will go up soon. But hey, we want to make sure that you have no excuse why you're not making a choice to change your room. Here's the deal, guys. You're a smart person in your room. It's time for you to find another room. And I think that room for you is going to be the Black Billionaires Club. We also have profit opportunities through our distribution network as well. We give you the opportunity to make more money. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's one thing most of us want to do is make more money. Who's with us here this morning, man? Good morning to you, by the way. Thanks so much for joining. Who is here in the house? Don't be shy, guys. You got to say hello. Don't be rude. Say good morning to you, boy. Good morning to you, Miss Vivian. Thanks so much for joining. Black folk talking about money in the morning here, New Black Wall Street. All right, let's see here. See back. Okay, what's up, Mark Days in the house, Wichita? Thanks so much for joining. Miss Vivian from Brooklyn is in the house as well. Thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button and share button. Let people know we're here, man. There's got to be more Black people that want to talk about money anymore. It's got to be. What we're looking for. It got to be more. I know it's got to be more. I know. Hopefully it's more. Early bird gets the worm. Hey, I tell you, we got a lot of stuff to cover today, so I'm going to be flying through this stuff. Oh, Lord, what's going on here? Okay. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. All right. Well, my numbers ain't. I know it wasn't flat yesterday for the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, so I don't know what's going on there. We'll take a look and see if we can find something else somewhere else. But anyway, S&P sitting at the Dow is sitting at 24,553.24. NASDAQ 7,000. This don't seem right. 2642 is probably right, but it definitely didn't give us a oh yeah, oh Lord, I'm looking at some stuff already. We got a lot of stories to cover today, guys. For that's the Dow, the NASDAQ and S&P 500. Our indexes, our benchmarks for us to look at. Gainers yesterday, you have X-Links up 18% in one day. What's going on there? Lab Research up 16%. What the heck is going on over there? KLA 10 Corporation, Texas Instrument, remember them TI-85s? They up 7% yesterday. Micron Technology, a microchip company, is up 7% yesterday. Freeport McMorman dropped 13% yesterday. Citrix Systems, y'all know about that. That's another tech company down 6%. Advanced Auto Parts was down 5% yesterday. Cody down 4.5%, and also WW Granger down 3.68%. Now, this is what I like to see right here, guys. Of course, we got a sector performance going to be what's hot, what's not, what sectors are hot, what sectors are not. There's really no sectors that are hot, a whole bunch that are not. And I believe you can find you some diamonds in the rough when you start looking at this stuff that's on sale. Of course, I'm a value investor, so I always look for stuff that's cheap. I can get it low. I can get it on sale, get it on clearance. Your commodities, man, look at this. Oil is up to 53.26, man. I am digging me some oil. Oh, we're going to talk about some things today. I'm digging me some oil. I've been talking about this thing for a while. I was talking about when it was $44 a barrel. Now it's $53 a barrel. I'm still talking about oil because I believe oil is going to rise. It's going to get to about $70 a barrel, but watch. Don't believe me, just watch. And we're going to see what the ramifications of that may be if it gets there. Of course, I'm just speculating on my belief. You got to go by your belief, what you believe. Gasoline across the country, unleaded and gasoline, $3.10 per gallon of regular unleaded gasoline. I'm glad I'm in Georgia. I'm paying less than that. Gold is at $12.8350 per ounce. Of course, you got a lot of gold believers. I'm not one of them, but it is a good place for you to have a store of value. I like to call gold a savings account. You ain't gonna lose money, but you're probably gonna make a whole lot of money either. At least you'll keep away from inflation. Okay. Silver, $15.38 an ounce, and corn remain flat at $377 a bushel. I wonder how much corn is in a bushel for $377. Okay. You have your currencies here. This is a good place for you if you're in foreign exchange or you're traveling abroad. The euro is $1.13, British pound $1.31. That means the euro is more valuable than the dollar. The British pound is more valuable than a dollar. The Canadian dollar is 75 cents, so you can buy 70 for your dollar. You get for 75 cents, you can get you a Canadian dollar. That's what that means. Now, Japanese yen and the Chinese yuan, I don't know how to interpret that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Okay, y'all figure that out if y'all gonna travel. All right, how stocks are doing in 2019? The Dow's up 5.25%. The Nasdaq's up 6.6%, and S&P 500 up 5.4%. So regardless of what's going on in the government shutdown and all this stuff, listen, money is still flowing. Money is still flowing. Everybody put in console cash flow. Money is still flowing. Right now, look at this. We looked at this yesterday. Look at this. The emotion in the market, sentiment. So no matter what they put in the news, no matter what they say, no matter about how much chaos and all that stuff, look at this. The sentiment in the market is saying we still put money. Yesterday was at 51. Now we're at 58. So more and more people are putting money back into the market. Isn't that crazy? But the news will tell you, the news will tell the common folks something different. But I'm telling you, I don't listen to what they say. I watch what they do. Now you might want to write that down. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do with their money. Yeah, man. So, hey, like I said, man, we got so much to cover today. I hope you guys are ready. You guys taking notes, ready to rock and roll today. That's stock market recap, man. I'm going to spend too much time on that. I could go into crypto. I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to crypto one day. But here is some headlines. A lot of stuff in the news, guys. Davos, some stuff taking place in Davos for the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum. Starbucks is still bullish on China. They're putting some stores in China. P&G, they were going bankrupt. They're still going bankrupt. I don't know why they got that. Corporate America's earnings outlook dark as a slowdown. I mean, a lot of stuff. Facebook is raising $500 million for Bay Area housing crisis. I guess there's a housing crisis going in the Bay Area. I'm not quite sure. We could look at that as well. A lot of stuff looking at the news. Apple shifts staff from autonomous vehicle project, so they're having problems making sure that the vehicles run by themselves. But there's so much. I can't cover everything, people. You got to read some stuff for yourself. Look at this. Southwest says the shutdown will cost it up to $15 million. That's important. Let me go ahead and click on that. That's important, too. When they start talking about numbers, I start listening. So a lot of stuff in the news, man. I wish I could cover all of it. I don't have my kind of time. Y'all ain't paying me for it. I can't cover everything. I'm gonna cover what I can. All right. So here is what I wanted to. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is kind of a breakdown of what's going on here from Davos. All right. So Davos is where they're having a World Economic Forum. They're talking about the global economy is slowing down, yet few businesses see clear signs of imminent recession. Obviously not. I don't believe that we are in an imminent recession. Some people believe it. It's all about your belief. What you believe is what you believe. Plastic waste and its effects on the ocean has risen to the top concern of the Davos crowd. CEOs of Dow, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi were among those announcing new plans to control plastic waste. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff said plastic has become a nuclear waste of our generation. All right, that's all that good stuff. All the stuff. Look at it. Fortune simple. 35 CEOs at a dinner last night. 35 CEOs, all that stuff. Anyway, here we go. Venezuela's showdown. All right, this is very interesting. We're going to look at this. Following a sudden endorsement of Venezuela opposition leader Juan Guaido as the country's new president by the United States, Canada, and many Latin American countries, the Venezuelan military says it's backing President Maduro. And viewing Guaido's actions as an attempt, Russia, a major creditor of Venezuela, is also lining up behind Maduro. Look at that. Russia and Venezuela are joining, are manning up and warning the U.S. not to intervene in the country, telling the United States, stay out. The United States has now ordered non-emergency government employees to leave Venezuela. Something is going on in Venezuela. So while they're having the World Economic Forum in Davos, man, something's brewing over there in Venezuela, man. What is going on in Venezuela? Hey, you know that Venezuela is pissed. Venezuela is pissed. I think they're just as mad as I think they are just as mad as Mexico. Like, what the hell? Like, so they are pissed, and then Russia is backing them, saying, listen, we got your back. Y'all want to you know what I'm saying? You want to come on down to Venezuela and show down? We got something for you. Hey, whoo, Lord. Now, of course, if you remember, Venezuela, had that big scare. People weren't eating or something like I forget. It was probably about 6 months ago. They were in debt. Oh yeah, they badly in debt. And so obviously Russia is a major creditor of Venezuela. Now, why would they be? The question is, why are they backing Venezuela? Well, Venezuela actually is one of the largest exporters of oil. Okay, we're gonna read that in just a second. So Venezuela is one of the largest exporters of oil. And so the fight isn't for, the fight is for the resources. The fight is for the wealth. And as I continue to tell you that the root of all evil, the love of money is the root of all evil. And if you don't know by now, America, along with all other countries, the world is full of people who are ruled by the love of money. Always trying to control, take over, not just to take over, they're taking over for the wealth or the resources of that country or continent. It's called power, control, right? So Walmart, look at this. Walmart withdrawal. Walmart is quietly withdrawing from Google shopping actions, ordering service, and express delivery service. In other words, they're no longer, it looks like they're no longer going to advertise on Google or something like that. It's a big blow for Google's hopes for taking on Amazon in the e-commerce sphere. For Walmart, it signals a shift towards relying on in-house capabilities to do battle with Jeff Bezos. So what you will notice is that if you did like a search on Google or something like that, you might find something that is sold by Walmart, and so Walmart saying we're not gonna do that no more. They want to buy stuff from Walmart. We're gonna find a way for them to find us without using Google. This is interesting. I mean, Google's one of the biggest search engines. And there's some stuff I probably bought from Walmart that I didn't know was from Walmart. So anyway, I think this is pretty big. This is going to have a big impact because I wonder, just imagine how much money Walmart was spending to make sure that their SEO was on top, their rankings were high on Google. And so Google's going to miss this money coming from Walmart as they are trying to make sure that they have a big footprint in the e-commerce space. Oh my goodness. Woo, Lord. I told you we got a lot of stuff to cover today, guys. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. All right, Renault chair. I don't know. Yeah, nobody care about that. Anyway, you're going Goldman on Brexit. Nobody care about that either. Nobody care about that. Nobody care about that. Oh, we're going to read about this. Y'all heard about Wilbur, Commerce Secretary Wilbur? I'm going to read about that in just a second. All right, enough of that. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. So how the chaos in Venezuela will impact oil prices. Oh, my goodness. I love this word chaos, and I love this word oil. There's order out of chaos in Venezuela. It's going to impact oil. Oh, man, I can't wait. Oil going to rise, and my portfolio going to look good because of it. The diplomatic relationship between the United States and Venezuela is in shambles, and it hit a new low this week. Despite soaring tensions between Trump and the administration and the regime of Nicolas Maduro, the two nations still share a crucial link. What's that crucial link? Oil. Everybody putting on some oil. Oil. United States and Venezuela's biggest and most important oil customer, accounting for 39% of OPEC nations' deliveries last year, according to Clipper data. Venezuela was the fourth biggest source of foreign oil that flowed into America last October. Can you imagine? Russia's backing Venezuela, and they're telling America to stay out, get out of our business, right? Man, this is about to get interesting. This is about to get interesting. Now that tight oil relationship is coming under enormous strain, the White House on Wednesday took a dramatic step on recognizing Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido as South America's country's legitimate president. Maduro responded by breaking relations. Uh-oh. Look at this. So the United States said, you know what? You know what? Y'all new president is Juan Guaido. They gonna tell Venezuela what they gonna do. Venezuela said, well, wait a second. Well, we just gonna have to break up with you. And so Venezuela broke up with the United States. They no longer are in bed together. More importantly, for the oil market, President Donald Trump is considering taking a range of actions to punish Maduro, including possible sanctions. Now, look at this. Possible sanctions means taxes. Possible sanctions means it's going to cost you more to do business with us because you're not in bed with us no more. You're not sleeping with us no more. So sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry would deliver a staggering blow on the country's crashing economy, but also it will have important implications for the United States. The loss of Venezuela barrels could drive up crude prices. And you know, if crude prices go up, right, that means more money for those companies who provide crude. Why? Because that means that the supply or the demand becomes greater and the supply stays the same, which drives prices up. It's called supply and demand. Everybody put console supply and demand. The demand ain't going to change, right? But the supply is going to reduce because we won't be getting the import from Venezuela, who is, again, they said it was our number one, the biggest and most important oil customer. And of course, oil is imported into United States, not exported from the United States. You guys understand that, right? So supply and demand is saying, oh, wait a second. If you're gonna have a problem in Venezuela, and then you're gonna tax them more to do business with you, well, they might not be doing business with you. And if that happens, then that means that the supply of oil is going to reduce, and therefore it's going to drive prices up because the demand remains the same. It's not like me and you, we're going to stop driving. It's not like we're going to stop flying. We're going to still need oil to move around and for transportation, right? For cars and trucks and dualies and all that stuff. Man, oh Lord. Yours be hurting itself if it does put these things on Venezuela. Look at this. Venezuela is a major oil importer to the United States. Looks like we got, oh, look at that, Mexico. Look at it. Now notice this. Trump got a problem with Mexico, Venezuela, and they are big oil importers. I'm telling you, it's always something behind it. It's always something behind it. It's never what it seems to be. So oil's lifeblood of Venezuela's economy. Venezuela's oil output has already plunged to a 30-year low due to the rapid decay of its energy industry. RBC Capital Markets was calling for Venezuela's projections to drop by up to 500,000 barrels per day in 2019, but RBC warned the United States sanctions could cause the figure to increase by several 100,000 additional barrels. Oil sanctions would deepen the economic chaos in Venezuela, which relies on oil exports for 90% of its revenue. Wow. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So the only thing that Venezuela really has that's valuable in the world from a world economic standpoint is oil. Look at that. Look at that. 90% of the country's revenue from trade, from foreign exchange, comes from oil. You see, the United States trying to take over. That's what I see. Man, you let them be them, and then you just do business. No, they don't want to do business. They want to control. They want to own. They don't want to exchange. They don't want to trade. They want to own. That's the problem with our country. They're trying to run everything. Woo! Venezuela's other leading oil customers are China and India, but Venezuela doesn't get any cash for those oil shipments. Deliveries are made in exchange for payments towards Venezuela's massive debt. So United States pays cash for the oil. Venezuela imports to China and India, but China and India bought up Venezuela's debt. So that's their payment for the debt that they owe. So this is just another example of when you go into debt and you owe people, just like these countries, just like these businesses, it's all the same. It is an economic war. And the servant is slave to the lender. Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine that you got a connection to a brother and a sister or a friend, and you in debt to them? So now everything that you earn in the future, you got to send to them, and they don't give you nothing in return because they paid for your debt. There's old stories in the Bible that talked about how they were so in debt they had to give up their children. Can you imagine? I'm saying, hey, we keep talking about debt like it's a good thing. Oh, Lord. Okay, I digress. All right, I'm going to read the rest of this article on my own. I just wanted to show this to you. Look at the biggest U.S. importers of Venezuela crude oil last year were Citgo, Valero, Chevron. All right, Citgo is majority owned by the Venezuela state-owned oil company. Right, Valero. So these are 3, 2, VLO. Oh, wait a second. Wait 1 second. 2 companies, right? Oh, wait a second. Let's go back. VLO, CVX, or Chevron, Valero, I would want to look at. But they're importers. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at them. Okay, I'm going to come back to this story on my own. But yeah, y'all get the point. Okay? I'm going to read the rest of this at some point. All right. What's moving markets today? Did I really want to come here? What was I coming here for?
My mom washes the dishes before.
Stop it. Oh, the Southwest Airlines says earnings report that the government shutdown will cost the airline between $10 million and $15 million. The airline updated investors about its eagerly anticipated Hawaii service. Our remaining work is currently suspended until the government reopens and the FAA is allowed to resume normal certification activities. We are anxious for the government to resolve this shutdown so we can bring low fares and a boost to Hawaii's travel and tourism industry. Their airline had a strong fourth quarter and shares up 2%. So Southwest Airlines is going to feel the crunch. I'd imagine many airlines are going to feel the crunch as well. All right, I didn't really want to come here for no other reason other than that. Now, here we go. Look at this. Oh, man, I'm supposed to go over. Oh, Lord, I'm supposed to go over Boeing too, huh? Oh, my goodness. All right, here's this joker, Wilbur Ross. This is your Commerce Secretary, the chief, what is it? The Commerce Secretary, Wilbur Ross, says he doesn't really quite understand why. Look at this joker. It's what happens when you got folk that got money and they act like they don't understand why people that don't got money are having problems. He said he don't understand why federal workers or furloughed workers who have missed paychecks due to the partial government shutdown don't just take out loans to cover the gap. You see that solution? And they say, man, if you ain't get paid, go get a loan. What kind of, is that really smart? Come on, man. So now you got to go get a loan, pay interest back in order for you to keep living because the government shut down. And then he just act like it's just easy for everybody to do. Like, oh, no, just go get a loan. These people are so out of touch. It's ridiculous. When asked the CBC interview on Thursday about reports about federal workers are going to homeless shelters or seeking food assistance, the billionaire investor said, well, I know they are, and I don't really quite understand why, because as I mentioned before, the obligations that they would undertake, say borrowing from a bank or a credit union, are in effect federally guaranteed. So the 30 days of pay that some people will be out is no real reason why they shouldn't be able to get a loan against it. Here's my question. If you're a billionaire investor, why don't you give them the money? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you use your influence to help these people out instead of just talking about it? I mean, I'm telling you, these jokers that we got running this state, running this place, it is fascinating, by the way. I mean, it is fascinating. Yeah, Mitch Jenkins said they don't care, which is why you should care, right? It is fascinating. What? Okay. I mean, I guess when you ain't been in the hood for so long, you forget. Government is partially shut down for more than a month with no apparent end in sight. So here's what he kept on saying. Oh no, this is federal economic advisor Kevin Haslett said earlier this month that federal workers are not getting paid during the partial government shutdown are better off because they won't be docked vacation days. They'll eventually get paid anyway. Look at this joker. Another White House person, Kevin Haslett, said earlier this month, I guess early in January, furloughed federal workers who are not getting paid during the partial shutdown are better off. Huh? What? You ain't getting paid and you're better off? Oh, this is fascinating. That's my new word, Ms. Vivian. Sometimes you just got to be fascinated by some of this stuff. I'm trying to stay away from saying that's crazy. I'm going to say fast. This is fascinating. Oh, they better. Okay, so how about you not get paid for 28 days, how long it's been? Mr. Kevin Haslett. How about Mr. Wilbur? We make sure you in government. You're the chief secretary. How about we make sure you don't get paid during the partial government shutdown? Okay, Mr. Trump, how about we make sure you don't get paid for during the partial shutdown? How about nobody in the government that's high and mighty? How about y'all don't get paid and see what happens? What kind of sense? I mean, what? Oh, Lord. Huge share of government workers were going to take vacation days, say between Christmas and New Year's, and then we have a shutdown. And so they can't go to work. And so then they have vacation, but they don't have to use their vacation day. Huh? What? What? I mean, this can't be real. This really can't. I mean, come on, man. This cannot. They got to be playing. This cannot. Did people really say stuff like this? I guess so. Ross made his fortune buying distressed debt, noted that banks and credit unions have been extending zero interest loans and other help to customers. Now, I get what he is trying to say, maybe. Like, hey, here's an option for you. If you're having some issues, go try, at the end of it, go try and get you a loan. But here's the deal. If they broke, busted, and disgusted, that means that they furlough workers, they probably don't have any money saved up. They're probably in debt. These people, and will they really get a 0% interest loan? Probably not. They probably don't qualify for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're so out of touch. And this is who we have running our country. These people that we have running our country that we have either voted for or not voted for, because some of us don't vote. But nonetheless, Lord Jesus. The banks and the credit unions should be making credit available to them. When you think about it, they are basically government guaranteed loans because the government has committed these folks will get their back pay once this whole thing gets settled down. But here's the problem, Mr. Wilbur. It's going to take money away from their future earnings when they do get paid. So they still are broke, busted in the sky. It doesn't fix the problem. I mean, y'all over there printing all that money for nothing anyway. Why don't y'all just give them some? I mean, where are the nonprofit organizations that give people money, that give them for times of need like this? Where are all these organizations that are investing in all this other stuff? Why y'all just give these people the money so they can make sure they don't lose their homes? It just doesn't make no sense. Why they got to take a loan? Isn't that what we have nonprofits for, by the way? Isn't what we got grants for, by the way? I guess they can't do a grant because the government ain't giving out no money right now. I guess that ain't going to work. I mean, I'm just saying. It's great. Oh, Lord, this is anyway. So this is your Commerce Secretary, Mr. Wilbur Ross. Okay, clearly he is so out of touch. I mean, he does make it. I mean, I get the point. I get what he's trying to say, but the way in which he's saying it, sometimes not what you say is how you say it, right? That's what we say. Sometimes not what you say is how you say it. All right. Whew, I told you got a lot of stuff to go through. Oh, I'm flying through this stuff. We still got time. We still got time. Okay, that what he said again, same thing. You know, look at this brother, this joker here. Let's read what they said. They said the term is available to the 800,000 unpaid workers can greatly. Let me read this again. What Wilbur said. He was saying that just borrow some money. Look at that. That's people's. This is always their answer. Borrow money like crazy. But he was talking about how. Let me see if I can find it. The terms available to 800,000 unpaid workers can vary greatly. Some credit unions are offering straightforward interest-free loans that will be repaid automatically when the workers receive back pay. But the nation's 4 biggest banks, Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, Chase, and Wells Fargo, don't offer personal loans at all. Meaning workers who keep their accounts there would need to look elsewhere. And credit unions that serve public workers cannot necessarily be counted on for low-interest help. The credit union affiliated with Mr. Ross's department, the Department of Commerce Federal Credit Union, is offering shutdown loans of up to $5,000 with an interest rate of 8.99%. A credit union representative confirmed the rate listed on its website, but suggested a call to speak with a loan specialist to see if the rate could be reduced according to the borrower's circumstances. Yeah, really. Yeah, So he's talking about interest-free loans, but yet the department for which he is affiliated with doesn't offer interest-free loan. Isn't that interesting? That's fascinating. That's why I say you can't listen to what they say. They just talk. At a rate of nearly 9%, is higher than some commercially available loans not pegged to the shutdown. Goldman Sachs, which is making personal loans to the markets division, offering rates as low as 6.99%. American Bankers Association has listed more than 100 banks offering special help to furloughed workers. Okay, so y'all might want to send this out, right? But each institution's offer is different. SunTrust is offering a loan with no interest or payments for 90 days. Alpine Bank in Colorado is offering no interest loan up to $8,500 with no payments due until 6 months after shutdown ends. Others like U.S. Bank and USAA are offering low-rate loans. Credit unions are typically more generous. Navy Federal Credit Union, for example, will allow workers who have a direct deposit take interest-free loans of up to $6,000 and will automatically be repaid when the shutdown ends. But that offer is open only to existing members who have already set up a direct deposit. The idea of a loan is hard to swallow. Everybody put it down so hard to swallow. For some employees, interest or no, it is an obligation that they would take on while uncertain when they could pay it back. It's an obligation. Oh, I like this article. He talks New York Times. Who is this? Who wrote this? Let me go see who wrote this. All right, Miss Emily and Tara. Okay, I appreciate you. Making sense. Right? When they take on while uncertain, they can pay back a loan, even zero. I hope y'all learned something from reading this article, by the way. A loan, even a zero interest loan, is taking on additional debt based on a hope. This is what debt is. Taking on a debt based on a hope that someday you'll be able to pay it in the future. Someday the furlough will end. This is what debt is. I'm so sick and tired of people promoting debt. This is what our nation does. This is what a lot of people get caught up in. Promotion of debt. Just borrow some more money. Fix your credit so you can borrow some more money. So you can go further into debt. Debt is an obligation based on the hope that you will be able to pay it back in the future. Let that sit. Let that sink in with you for a little bit, for a little bit today. Let that sink in with you. Okay? What good is a loan going to do us if we can't make the first payment next month because we're still not receiving a paycheck? Some workers said they were worried that back pay would not be included in their eventual paychecks. Look at that. I mean, this is getting, for 800,000 some odd employees, this is getting serious. I mean, it's been serious, but it's really getting serious. One or both of us have been affected by every furlough since 1995, 96 furloughs, Mr. Malazzo. This is the first time we've been uncertain that the government will live up to its promise of offering stability and reliability. Now look at it. Now, Mr. Malazzo, I got something to say about this. You done been through this before, and you still ain't creating no multiple streams of income for yourself. How many times do you need to go through something before you learn to stop depending on the government? I'm just saying. I mean, I empathize with your situation, but you just said you've been affected by every furlough. I mean, you still ain't learned. This is the first time. This can't be the first. Listen, Mr. Lazo, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're gonna see this at some point in time. But that's a lie. You can't say this is the first time you ever been uncertain that the government will live up to its promise. Come on, man. You mean you've been telling me you've been banking on the government? The government that's somebody. Oh, let me go here. The government. You've been banking on the government. Okay. You've been banking on the government that is $21 trillion in debt. You've been banking on that? All this red, by the way. 100,000 million. You've been banking on a government that's $22 trillion in debt, Mr. Malazzo. Come on now. Come on now. That don't make too much sense now. I mean, I'm feeling you on the, on the pain, but come on now. Now, what does this tell you and I? We can't be dependent on the government, banking on the government. That's $22 trillion in debt when it comes to anything that got to do with money. Okay? Other than you paying your taxes. Oh, Lord. Mr. Pfeiffer, who wanted to be clear that he was not speaking on behalf of Forest Service, moved with his wife this month across the state of Washington. From Walla, the Republic, they immediately faced new expenses while still paying credit card debt. His wife needed to buy school supplies before starting a new teaching job, and her car needed winter tires for the mountain town's heavy snow. The shutdown uses up the rest of his savings. He said he planned to pull out the credit card. This is getting real, people. Alicia Lane, a management analyst at the Food and Drug Administration, who had been furloughed since December 27, said she budgeted her expenses carefully and did not know how loan payments would fit into them once her paychecks returned. That's another bill. Yeah. When you borrow money, you have just now added another bill. Everybody put that in comments on another bill. That's another bill added to people that people might not be able to afford. Ms. Lane preferred a crowdsourced solution. She set up a GoFundMe account. That page, which went up Friday, asked for $5,000. The amount she has missed over the two pay period. Late Thursday, she had raised over $3,000. Now that's smart lady. Getting help from the people. Getting help from the people, not from the banks. You don't have to pay that back. These are just kind, generous people say, you know what, we want to help. And we understand that sometimes the way in which we help, we might want to send it through some institution, but those institutions don't seem to do what we need to do. So thank God for GoFundMe. Thank God for these outlets that allow us to give money directly to causes or to people or to situations that we believe in, without having to be worried about whether they're going to do right with the money. We can give it directly to them. We are now in a society or a time in history where we now have peer-to-peer opportunities across the globe. Peer-to-peer. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, this is good. Y'all liking this article? This article right here is real. This New York Times too. Okay, I see you. Demand for loan programs can only increase as the shutdown drags on. Navy Credit Union said about 100,000 of its 8.1 million members were affected by the shutdown. More than 19,000 had enrolled in this loan program, and the number was rising. Tanika Wilson, Senior Vice President for Debit Cards and Fund Services, said the credit union had decided to extend this program for a second pay period, but was reevaluating and reassessing as things are unfolding. If the shutdown persists, some of these institutions could end up needing loans themselves. Look at that. The institutions, if the shutdown continues, they could end up needing to borrow money too. From where? Oh, Lord. U.S. Employees Credit Union based in Chicago is offering interest-free loans to the federal workers who make up the vast majority of its 8,000 members. The credit union has $85 million in assets under management, but as of 2 weeks ago, the total dollar amount of direct deposit it receives had dropped nearly 30%. So I hope you understand that the banks, the credit unions, they rely on direct deposit. Do you understand that? That's the reason why direct deposit even exists, because they couldn't trust you to put your check in the bank. They say, man, y'all going to the check cashing places too much. Y'all ain't bringing y'all money to us. So let's create this segue called direct deposit so your money comes straight to us so we can then use it to then go make more money. I hope you understand that, right? Oh my goodness, y'all be teaching today. I'm supposed to be doing financial literacy classes for the Bank of Black Billionaires Club. I better stop. Huh? You ever wonder where direct deposit came from? You thought it was a convenience for you? No, yes, it's convenience for you. It's really a convenience for them. They want to make sure that your money comes to the bank and not to some check cashing place or some other place or whatever it is, wherever you can go get your check cashed at. They want to make sure that your money comes directly into their institution that you are a member of, so then they can then use your money to then go make more money. They are lenders, and you are the borrower. But the good book tells us that we should be lenders and not borrowers. Isn't that interesting? Let that sit with you for a little bit. Of course, you get more of this information, more of this knowledge, more of this learning when you join the Black Billionaires Club. You can do that today. Just simply go to theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Join today so you can learn more about money. All right. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Oh, here's some good news. Y'all tired of the bad news? Get some good news. Cricket Wireless is launching a small business funding contest for Black History Month, people. Cricket Wireless announces launching a Cricket Cares Capital Grant contest in 15 cities with high concentration on Black entrepreneurs. In honor of African American History Month, contest will award $25,000 and small bit. Hey, right now I want you to go ahead and tag somebody, share this, and tag this to some Black entrepreneur that you know. Tag somebody. We gotta start sharing it. This is the type of information we need to share. Like y'all keep talking about y'all want to make money or y'all need some money, y'all need some help. Y'all want to expand your brand, your business, but then when we start talking about where you can get money from, y'all don't tune in. That don't make no sense to me. Got all these groups, Black Enterprise and this and that and this and that. Everybody trying to sell everybody. But then we start talking about how you can take your business to another level, how you can get the funding that you need for your marketing, the funding that you need for that building, whatever. Mr. Daniels, you here? Mr. Daniels, hey, small business program. I mean, I'm just saying, you might want to pitch them. Hey, there you got the Cheesecake Factory. There you go. We talking about funding, right? So we got these things coming up, and people are gonna be giving away money for your business. We need more people to be tuning in to something like this. I mean, I know the early bird. I know it's early on the West Coast. Okay, I get it. It's about 4:30 in the morning over there. I get it. If you ain't there, you're on the West Coast. That's cool. But I'm just saying, you're on the East Coast or Central Time. All right. Contest award $25,000 small business funding as a grand prize in addition to other cash amounts and prizes. In small businesses are the heart and soul of many communities across the country, providing goods, services, and jobs that positively impact customers where they live, work, and play, said George Cleveland, Vice President of Channel Operations for Cricket Wireless, in a press release. Now, notice this is a grant, which means that you don't have to pay it back. It's not an investment. It's a grant. With the launch of our Cricket Cares Capital Grant Contest, we hope to help 3 entrepreneurs grow their business and alleviate some of the challenges they face when applying for funding. All right, Mr. Cleveland. Our online submissions are accepted at this website through February 8th. Interest will provide details about their business and its engagement with the local community. All interests will be reviewed and evaluated based on criteria and narrowed down to 3 finalists. The contest is open to residents of Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Detroit, Houston, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Memphis, Miami, New York, St. Louis, and Washington, D.C. Tag an entrepreneur, a Black entrepreneur that you know right now. Finals will be announced in mid-February and could win one of 3 prizes. First place, $25,000. A free Nokia 3.1 Plus smartphone with 1 year of Cricket Wireless unlimited service. Second place, $10,000. A free Nokia 3.1 Plus smartphone with 6 months of Cricket Wireless unlimited service. Third place, $5,000. With a free Nokia 3.1 Plus smartphone with 3 months of Cricket Wireless unlimited service. Finalists will record a video describing why they deserve the grant, which will be placed on Cricket's YouTube channel for public voting via likes and shares. To learn more, go to this website. Okay? You guys talk about, we talk about want to get funding. Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, this stuff is out here. You just got to go find it. You just got to go, oh, okay, I got to do that. Okay, now, all right, there's some good news. Everybody putting down some good news. We sharing some good news today. All right, let me get back. I'm supposed to go through what I'm supposed to do. I got to do my digging in the Dow. All right, see if I can find something. All right, let's go digging in the Dow. Let's go digging in the Dow. We're going to take a look at Boeing real quick and then wrap this thing up. Oh, there we go. Showed up finally. Digging in the Dow. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. We're going to look at Boeing today. All right. Take a look at Boeing. I'm supposed to read that later. No, I don't need that. I think I want to read this later. Okay, let's take a look at Boeing. Good news. All right. Boeing Corporation, Boeing Company. Make sure y'all guys can see that. Y'all can see that. Yep, you can. Make sure we good. All right. All right, we good there. Yep. So Boeing is, all right, Boeing is $358.27 per share. So you gotta have about almost $400 in order to get some. Boeing is a big company, up 11% this year. So even though it's I'm not gonna say it's expensive stock, but even though it's a $300 stock, they still are up 11% this year. It would mean that if you would have invested in Boeing on January 1st, your money would have already grown 11%. Okay, it was at about under $320 per share in early January. Now this is one of those companies that, you know, if we get this investment club back up off the ground, it'd be something we can invest in together. Everybody putting the console together. I'm seriously thinking about it. I still ain't quite there yet. I'm almost there, maybe. I just don't want to be. I don't want to do it all by myself, guys. I'm telling you, I can't do it by myself. I cannot. It's not just not trying to do it all by myself again. Not that I was doing it all by myself, but you know what I mean. Carrying the load is not what I'm trying to do. I'm carrying the load a lot, and I think that's a problem with when you get the leadership. You be like, dang, I'm carrying a large load. That's to whom much is given, much more is required. So okay, I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. All right, man, here's some news, man. Today's trading, Boeing was basically right around 358 for the day. That was yesterday. They had over 4 million trades that took place. They are a $180 billion company. $180 billion company. Back to sleep you go. Yeah, $180 billion company. Earnings growth last year. Look at this. Boeing had a lot of contracts last year. They were up 76%. Can you imagine you as a business, you know what I'm saying, growing 76%? Your earnings, your sales, right? My goodness. 76% a year. I mean, that's strong. That's strong. Money coming into your business. Earnings growth this year, 28% so far. Earnings growth projected over the next 5 years, 15%. Revenue growth was down, though. So although they made more money from their gross money, their sales or the revenue from what they sold was down. All right, that's pretty interesting. Wow, they got some outrageous numbers here. Look at this price to book, 500. Oh Lord, that's pretty vast. Oh, we're gonna break down these ratios. We're gonna go through, make sure we do that. I want to make sure we do that. Make sure y'all hold me to breaking down these ratios, not on this show. That's going to be part of the Black Billionaires Club. So we can go through and we can understand what price to earnings ratio is, price to sales, and price to book. So we'll do that. We'll do that. It's going to be part of our Monday Mondays, okay? Somebody make sure y'all hold me to it because I'll forget, okay? All right. They're going to report again on January 3rd. In 5 days, they're going to be reporting their earnings for the latter quarter of 2018. The annual revenue last year, they brought in $93.4 billion. That was in sales, right? Their profit through their revenue, their profit was $8.2 billion. So they sold $93.4 billion worth of stuff. They spent, roughly $81 billion, right? And their net profit after they paid all the employees, paid all the insurance, the cost of goods, all that stuff, the net profit is 8.77%. All right. Dennis Muhlenberg is the CEO. They're in electronic technology. The industry is aerospace and defense, right? And they're currently trading at 358. Now, here's the forecast from the so-called analysts or professionals or whatever you want to call them. We'll take a look in a second, but they're saying, hey, man, a low of 330. So, you know, based upon our projections, it'll go as low as 330 over the next 12 months, but it could go as high as 500. And look at this. Look at where it's trading at versus its median. If it just gets to the median of what the analysts project over the next 12 months, that's a 20% increase. Look at that. From what the professionals say, quote unquote. All right. Do you believe in Boeing? I believe I can fly. All right. Let's take a look at a profile, see what Boeing does, just in case you don't know. I mean, we need to know exactly what they do, not just guessing. Take a look and see exactly what. Good morning to you, Miss Amanda. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe more people are not watching the show. This is something else. This is good stuff. Boeing Company is an aerospace company which engages in manufacturing of commercial jetliners and defense, space, and security systems. It operates through the following systems segments: commercial airplanes, defense, space, and security, global services, and Boeing Capital. Commercial airplane segment includes the development, production, and marketing of commercial jet aircraft, and provides fleet support services, principally to commercial airline industry worldwide. The defense, space, and security segment refers to the research, development, production, and modification of manned and unmanned military aircraft and weapon systems for global strike, including fighter and combat rotorcraft, aircraft, missile systems, global mobility, including tanker, rotorcraft, and tilt rotor aircraft, and airborne surveillance and reconnaissance, including command and control, battle management, and airborne anti-submarine aircraft. If you're in the military or been in the military, you probably know all this stuff. So anyway, whenever there's times of war, Boeing does very well because people got to buy their stuff. You know, they manufacture for war. Okay, that's a big part of what they do. They manufacture for war. The global services segment provides services to commercial and defense customers. That's why when Trump came into office, a lot of money was going to Boeing. That kind of gives you an idea that we're preparing for war. We're preparing to fight somebody somewhere. And of course, the fight is against Mexico, but there ain't gonna be no war between us and Mexico. That's too close to home. Too much. Can't bomb Mexico. That ain't gonna work. But I'm just saying, you know, when you see that happen, you're like, okay, something they preparing just in case. And I think it's North Korea, right? They're preparing for war, so they're investing into defense because they are preparing for war. If you can't see that, I don't know what you're watching or what you're paying attention to. Global Services segment provides services to commercial and defense customers. The Boeing Capital segment seeks to ensure the Boeing customers have the financing they need to buy and take delivery of their Boeing product and manage overall finance exposure. The company was founded by William Edward Boeing in 1916, and it's in Chicago, Illinois. All right. We're going to take care of investor relations here. We're going to do that. You got a phone number you can call if you're an investor. Now, notice this. I see this right here, the trend of them reducing their staff over the past 5 years. That's interesting. So that less staff can get an indication that they have less for people to do, or they just reducing staff and causing and saying, hey, you're going to do more work. One or the other, you know, because you can't be growing as a company, but then your staff not growing. So this is interesting as well. So maybe I don't know what's going on. We would have to look further into this if it was something, if Boeing was something that you was interested in. Okay. All right. Now let's keep going. News is probably ain't gonna be much in here we're gonna be able to read because I'm not gonna take the time to read through all that stuff. But you know, some articles that you can read. A lot of news articles on Boeing. Charts you can take a look at as well. This is where I would do some technical analysis for you guys. Of course, we don't do that for the public. You join the club and you want to start asking me to do some analysis for you. Here's a forecast for you from the quote-unquote experts. We looked at this already, but here are your recommendations. They're saying they recommend a buy. So you have of the last recommendation in January, no sales, no underperforms. You have 4 holds, 2 outperforms, and 18 buys out of the 24 analysts who analyzed this stock, the quote-unquote professionals. They're saying, hey, it's a good time to buy Boeing. Question is, do you agree? Second question is, do you have $358 in order to invest? And then the third question would be, if you don't, well, can you find? Do you understand that you can still get a piece of Boeing if you wanted to invest in them? And these things called mutual funds, these things called your 401k, these things called your TSP, these things called IRAs. You can still get a piece of it and maybe not have to spend $358. Did you know that? If not, you need to schedule a retirement review. It's time for you to learn about your money. It's time for you to learn how to make your money work harder for you than you work for it. At some point, you are going to call. You're going to say, okay, I am ready for the help I need because I'm sick and tired of working hard for my money and my money not working hard for me. At some point, you're going to inbox us. At some point, you're going to say, okay, maybe this brother knows what he's talking about and he can help me to learn to earn, make my money earn for me instead of me earning for my money. Okay. So here's your sales forecast, guys, from the experts. They say over the last 4 quarters, here where we are, and then their projections for quarter number 1, 2019, and then quarter number 4. So what's going to happen is that in January 30th, which is 4 days away, 5 days away, next Wednesday, they're going to report their earnings. And then we're going to be able to see if their reporting matches or exceeds or meets, exceeds, or is below these forecasts. We're going to be able to see just for the quarter. We're not going to be able to see for 2018. So this is going to be the last 4 quarters and then the projections for the next 2 quarters, which would include the January 30th reporting. This here's the last 4 years. This projection for the next 2 years. Okay. This is why their analysts are saying, hey, based on our projections, we're saying buy Boeing. Okay. Sales. This is their reported sales. They sell the actual sales over the past 4 quarters. Projected sales for the next 2 quarters. Now, if you are in business, you as a Black entrepreneur are in business and you don't do stuff like this for your own business, okay, how have we done? How are we projecting to do in the future? Then you are in no position to request other people invest in your business because you don't even have your own reporting. Let me say that again for the people in the back. As a Black entrepreneur that's in business, if you are not doing this, you're not taking a look and say, hey, here's how we have done. Here's how we project to do in the future. If you're not presenting this to your potential investors, your potential pitch competitions, all this stuff to get funding, you are in no position to ask people for money when you don't even know how you've done from a financial standpoint. Do you hear what I'm saying? In other words, get your ish together. Talking about you not getting support. Well, you're not even doing no reporting. So people know how you've done. So you know how you've done. And you can project how you expect to do in the future. You are not tracking your history, but yet you're complaining and upset that people are not investing in your business or your idea. Woo! Don't shout me down because I'm preaching good. Here in financials, man, this is what businesses do, by the way. This is what businesses do. Good time to do it would be your tax time. That'd be a great time for you to run some reports. How did we do last year? How did we do the year before? Okay, how are we projected to do this year? Great time to do it is tax time. You got to put all that stuff together anyway. You might as well put together a few reports. That makes sense. Ooh, Lord. Ooh. All right, Evan, calm down. These are people. All right. Here's your income statements. You should be doing. I recommend. I'm gonna say you should. Maybe that's not the best way to put it. I don't want to be Wilbur Ross. I recommend, right? I recommend that you do financial statements for your own household. It don't matter if you're in business or not. How much money did your household bring in last year? How much money did your household spend last year? How much money did you bring in last year? How much money did you spend last year? It's called a budget. I recommend you do it. Why? So you can know. So you can make some adjustments. So you can get your butt out of debt because you know where your money's going. I recommend it. Great time to do it. Tax time. You're going to do it anyway. Got to get your taxes together. Why not go ahead and put together your budget? Oh, man, here's what we did last year. Here's what we messed up. Why not? Everybody put in the console, I recommend. I recommend it. Net revenues, right? That's going to be their that's going to be what they all that they have sold, right? Gross income is going to be how much money they made. Their gross pay, just like you get a paycheck, your gross pay, you get it after you work. They get it after they sell stuff. So this is their gross income for 2017 after they sold a lot of stuff and they paid a lot of money to sell that stuff, and then they had some depreciation on the stuff they still owned or still had in their inventory. 17.3 billion. Now, after that, they got to pay expenses. Just like you and I, we got to pay taxes. Just like you and I, we got to pay for Medicare. Just like you and I, we got to pay for benefits. They got to pay expenses. They have expenses and taxes that they got to pay before they get to their net income. So they got gross just like you got a paycheck. They get a net just like you get a net. Okay? So out of that 17.3 billion, out of their gross income, they take home pay was 8.2 billion. Just like you get a paycheck. You work hard, 40 hours a week. You get a 2-week paycheck, and they say to you, okay, you made such and such money. That's your gross income. But before you get to take home any money, we're going to get you to pay your taxes. We're going to get you to pay your Social Security. We're going to get you to pay your Medicare. We're going to get you to pay your benefits. We might put some in your 401k if you got to set up. Now this is your take-home pay or your net pay that you can go and do for your household. Okay? So which software is the best for this? For the budget? Oh, we're going to get into budgeting. Oh, I love it. Man, that was my sister right there. She asked some good questions. Oh, what's the best software? So make sure you remind me to go over budgeting software. We're going to do that in the Black Billionaires Club. That's coming up on Mondays. We're going to start that on February 4th. Okay, I got another thing I got to write down. Who am I secretary? I need a secretary. Lord, geez. Vivian, can you write this stuff down for me? Make sure you inbox me. Remind me of the stuff we need to cover for the Black Billionaires Club. Again, you want to learn financial literacy. You want to learn about money, learn what to do, how to be better at it, join the Black Billionaires Club. All right, Vivian, make sure you inbox me to remind me of the stuff we talked about, the 2 things. I think we got the budgeting software, and we got, what else did I say? Oh, the PE, oh, the ratios, the investing ratios. Okay, good. All right, somebody remind me, inbox me. All right. So now this 8.2 billion that they have for their net income, right? That is what is divided into their earnings per share. And we'll take a look at that, okay? Now, if you're an investor in Boeing, then this is what's really important to you. You want to know, okay, well, your assets. This is what we consider from a personal standpoint to be our net worth. How much do you own with your assets? Stuff that you own. Not stuff that you have loans for, not car loans, not mortgages, stuff that you outright own. How much stuff do you own that you don't have to pay for, that you're not still paying for, that you're not leasing, that you're not renting? How much stuff do you own? We don't understand ownership versus debt. We think just because we drive a car, we own it. No. Matter of fact, you don't get the title till you pay it off. You don't own it. You're paying for it. That's a liability. Uh-oh. All right, so here's their total assets in 2017, 92.3 billion. I recommend you do a net worth calculation for yourself. Know how valuable you are to society. See, some of you guys, you are valuable as an individual. But when you look at the value that you bring to the economic society, economic part of society, you look at your net worth, you be like, oh, I'm not as valuable as I thought. When you start looking at the number, everybody putting guys on know your numbers. When you begin to look and see, you start to recognize, you get to know your numbers. All right? 92.3 billion in assets, and then look at their total liabilities, 91.9 billion. Right? Not very good. Which means that they're basically even. They basically own just as much as they owe, which is not good for an investor. Right? Because that means that if Boeing was for some reason, which is not likely, but if they were to go bankrupt, they wouldn't have much equity. Only 355 million. Now, I know you like that's a lot, 355 million. No, it's not. That's not a lot when we're talking about a big company like Boeing, which is what we say? How big are they? 355 million to go across there is the equity that the shareholders share. In other words, the people that have ownership in the company, you and I, if we invested in Boeing, we would be investing in their equity. So we would have to our name, a part of this 355 million, which quite honestly is not a lot. Okay? It's not a lot. Not for a company, right, not for a company that is a $180 billion company, but you only got $355 million in equity. That's a problem. Now, not a big problem, not a huge problem, but something to take a look at, something to consider. Like, hold up a second, well, what's going on? Well, probably because they've been borrowing a lot to make these planes and all that stuff, whatever they've been doing. We can take a look at that. Right? Oh, Lord. Oh, okay, 8:05. We got to wrap this thing up. All right. Then you got shareholders, which I ain't got time to go over that. Let me go. I think that's enough, guys. Okay, Boeing. Okay. Is that good enough? Y'all get something out of this? With my brother Ray. My brother Ray. That's what I'm talking about, man. All those government contracts. Yes, your income. Yes, you want your income to outweigh your expenses. I love that. I know that's right. Wait, that's not good, is it? But the numbers are here. Oh, we're supposed to do one other thing. Oh, we got to do this. I'm sorry, guys. I know y'all are like, listen. Okay, let's do this real quick because we got to get here. We got to get here. Of course, we always want to go. We don't just listen to CNN. That's good. CNN, y'all doing y'all best. We need to go and go to the source. We need to go over to Boeing. Let's see what's going on. Now, let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for this thing right here. Hey, I'm looking for the investor tab. I'm not trying to buy nothing for Boeing. I'm trying to get Boeing to pay me some kind of way. I'm trying to see if this is what I want to do with Boeing. So here is where the investors go. Here, investor means that you are putting your money into a place where you're giving your money the opportunity to bring you back a return. That's an investor. Most of us are consumers. We put our money in places that give us no opportunity for return, only gratification of our senses, only gratification of our hunger, gratification of our feeling, of our touch, or whatever, of the taste, touch, and smell. But an investor says, no, I'm not going to just put my money so I can gratify myself. I'm going to put my money someplace that gives me the opportunity for return. Everybody putting down some opportunity for return. So an investor like me, I go and look at stuff like investor tabs because that's the only thing that matters to me when it comes to looking at Boeing. I don't care about their planes. What I care about is what can you do for my money? That's all I care about. What can your company do for my money? All right. Oh Lord. So these are the people that run the company. You know, Dennis Mulling up here, and the chief CFO down here. Here's some results. They delivered 3,644 planes, commercial planes over the last 5 years. They delivered 1,000 military aircraft and satellites over the last 5 years. They executed 10 successfully commercial production increases over the last 5 years. All right. And then that's the overview. You got some investor news. They want to let you know about their, oh, look at this. Boeing. Oh, look at this. Oh, Lord. 2 days ago, Boeing autonomous passenger air vehicle completes its first flight. The plane flying by itself. In January 17th, they delivered their first 787 Dreamliner for WestJet. See, this is the news you want to come to. When we start taking at the news and you want to read some news on the company, they should be providing you with some information on their site. And you'd be like, oh, what the hell? Okay, let me read this and see what that's about. All right. I know I'm doing way too much. I am really going I'm going the extra mile for these people that ain't even investing in the Black Billionaires Club today. Ain't that crazy? I just love my people too much, man. They say if Mr. Zig Ziglar said that if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. So I'm trying to help people get the money that they want. I'm trying to help people get the returns that they want. And if I help enough other people get that stuff, then I'll have everything that I want. I'm trying to find their dividends, by the way, because they do pay a dividend. Stock chart, historical price. Here we go. Dividend payment history right here. All right. So here's the historical price lookup. You can look and see where the prices was on whatever day. For the last 5 years. All right. Last 5 years, they pay out a quarterly dividend. In 2013, they were paying 73 cents per quarter. Right. Now they're all the way up to $2.05 per quarter. We take that $2.05 per quarter. we multiply that times 4 because it's a quarter, right? 205 times 4. That's $10.02. And then we divide that by their price. So Boeing is paying a 2.8% yield, dividend yield. They're paying you back. If you invest $358 and you want to own a share of Boeing, every quarter they're going to pay you $2.05 as recurring. That's what they're going to do. So they pay their investors back money for investing with them. This is called passive income. Everybody putting also passive income. So not only do you get the opportunity for return as far as appreciation is concerned, you get, I'm not going to say guaranteed, but almost guaranteed money just for being an investor. $2.05 for every $358 that you may invest. You think about this over a period of time. If you've been, you know, every quarter, that's $2 every quarter. Let's do 2055 times 4. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay. I did it wrong. I'm sorry. 55 times 4. I did 5 for some reason. And we divided by 358. That's 2.29%. Well, we take that 2055 times 4. That's $8.22 every year. Now you probably like, what's that? Well, that's more than your savings account, by the way. You got $358 in your savings account. They're going to pay you more to invest in them than your savings account is going to pay you to have that money sitting there. Now, I'm not saying take your money out the savings account. You might need it for your emergency fund. But if you got more than enough in your savings account, why do you have it still sitting in your savings account for the bank to be able to use that money to go lend it out and make money on your money when you can be using your money to make money? You might not think that $8.22 is a lot now, but you multiply that times 20 years plus the interest that it earns, or the revenue that it earns if you keep it in there and keep reinvesting it. This stuff adds up. Everybody putting console, it all adds up. It all adds up. You and I have to learn it. We have to, well, first we got to decide that we want to learn it. And then we actually got to show up to learn. That's the problem. Many people say they want to learn something, but then when you put on the class, they don't show up. You give them an opportunity to join a club like the Black Billionaires Club, they don't join for $10 a month. But they keep talking about passive income. They keep talking about wanting to get out of debt. They keep talking about it. Too many people talking about it, and I know people walking about it. All right? Boy. It all adds up. All right, so that's Boeing. Comments below, guys. I want you to go ahead and share with us something that you learned today, something that you took away from our conversation today. We've gone over a lot. We looked at the stock market, did a recap on that. We dug in the Dow with Boeing. We looked at Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross and his asinine comments. Man, there's an opportunity for small businesses to get that $25,000 from Cricket Wireless, man, and submit by February 8th. So we shared some valuable information here today on the Money and Power Show. Black folk talking about money. Now, here's the deal. You want to take a step further. You want to join us for Money Mondays. You want to be a part of these financial lessons where you learn about passive income and how to make it work for you. You learn about, what is it we're going to learn about? Learn about the ratios in the stock market. You want to learn about your budgeting software and how to do better with that. You simply go to the theblackbillionairesclub.com and you join today. Stop playing. It's 2019. You said you're going to lose some weight. You said you're going to get your money together. It's time to take some action. Join the Black Billionaires Club here today. In the comments below, man, let me know, was this worth your time and why? We've been here for 1 hour and 13 minutes. I hope you got something out of it, because I done went over a lot. Of course, you want to go into detail, you'll join us at the Black Billionaires Club. Man, New Black Wall Street Book Club, New Black Wall Street, the Money and Power Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprise and ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club, which you can buy and you can join the club today. I want you to remember this, that it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build these bank accounts, people. Well, let's do it together. We all we got. But guess what? That's enough. I pray to God preserve each and every one of you, that we'll have the opportunity, if God wills it, to meet on Monday. All right, we're going to meet on Monday because the weekend coming up. Have a fantastic weekend. Until then, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of the new Black Wall Street. The new Black Wall Street.